craziest bastards I've ever met in my life. I love everyone.
Crazy bastards back here for Sons of Wrestling. Monday Night Raw, the night after Extreme Rules. We're headed to Money in the Bank, and Seth Rollins opens up the show. Hell yes. And he's cheered big time. Yes, most fans are happy, but he shits on them. He's right back in the heel mode, and he threw out all of their gifts and everything and burned all of the cards that they sent. And hey, perfect heel fashion. Reigns comes out because they are dead set on him being a face, so let's just get used to it. And looks like Roman or Seth Rollins says, yeah, come on, and then he ends up leaving. It's on Rollins' time, not Reigns' time. He never lost the belt. Shane McMahon comes out and he gives us the match that's going to happen in the main event at Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins versus Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And hell yes, the crowd pops for that, but they don't know who the hell to boo for because they want to boo Reigns more than anything, and Seth Rollins is making them boo for him, so it's kind of a weird scenario. But Roman Reigns, he has busted his ass. Give him a little bit of respect, and hey, maybe cheer him a little bit. Seth Rollins is a perfect bad guy. This is going to be fun. Then we got Sami Zayn versus Sheamus, and what's the best kick? Maybe the Huluva kick, because that puts Sami Zayn in the spot for the Money in the Bank. So we're getting qualifying matches here, and this was the first one, and that's badass because Sami Zayn is badass. And then Sheamus, frustrated as hell backstage, beats the shit out of Apollo Crews, and it looks like later on that's going to be a feud, Sheamus and Apollo Crews. And hey, why not? Something new, something fresh, something new era? Yeah, why not? So let's do it. New Day comes out for the 1200th birthday of Raw, and they have a cake, and then they talk about the what always happens with a cake, yes. And then they have a match against the Social Outcasts, which jumped them but got defeated very, very quickly. Heath Slater eats the cake, gets slammed over his face, and that is that. And New Day rocks. Yes, actually, New Day does rock. And until a really good, significant tag team can come up, maybe one Big Cass and Enzo Amore, hey, maybe. We'll see what happens. Then we got Miz come out with a nice promo about they had the match last night, and this is the title, you know, like a little jab at Reigns. This is badass, the guy. So I like it. And Miz has been really good as of late. You can't shit on that. So he has a match against Cesaro here, and finally a goddamn good match. This shoulder injury to Cesaro looks to hamper him later into the match, but the neutralizer ends up becoming the finish. Cesaro moves on to Money in the Bank. Hopefully something happens really good with Cesaro, because it's just been an ongoing thing, and he's a wicked talent, so get behind that. Then we got Jericho after the beating he took last night, and he's covered in all sorts of these bandages from all the attacks against Apollo Crews. And you're thinking to yourself, all right, we got all faces going in this. Clearly Jericho's got to win, because he's playing the heel like a son of a bitch, and he does. He hits the winning code breaker, and this was badass, and he advances again to Money in the Bank. I like it. This was the right decision, obviously. And then we got Cass, and yes, Enzo Amore is back, and we get a match with Cass and Bubba, and it looks like the crowd got a little lost with that, like that head cheese comment that Enzo was going with about the big head, and it, wasn't no delicacies, and it was actually funny. And Enzo is just on the mic, and Cass is the perfect backup partner, and it rocks. And Big Cass just rocking it, picks up the win again after he beat both their asses last night. Why wouldn't he beat just one Bubba Ray? So this is cool, awesome. Then we got Charlotte, Ric Flair, and Dana Brooke out there. My thoughts were eventually Charlotte's going to get away from Rick, but I thought she was also going to get away with Dana's brand new. It didn't look like she wanted anything to do with her last night. I thought Rick and Dana were going to go on their way, but Charlotte, heartfelt message here. Looked like it was hard for both of them to deal with this promo, but Charlotte said, you know what, I watched you the last 30 years of my life on TV. You can watch me on TV for the rest of your life, basically. And she's the women's champion, so that's it. Rick, you're gone. Get out of my fucking ring, and that's it. No more what champs. So, hey, it's perfect. This needed to happen anyway, and yeah, Ric Flair he leaves sad, crying, and we'll see what happens with Ric Flair later on. Will he come back with maybe another woman to take on Charlotte as he's training her? You know, it could be a backstory, so we'll see what happens there with Ric Flair. But Charlotte, yes, she needed to cut that and move on to her own. Then we got Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler. Yeah, you knew where this was going. Dirty deeds. Ambrose moves on. Money in the Bank. Dolph Ziggler he's a great talent, but we're just tired of waiting for him to get that opportunity because it's been like forever. So yeah. Then we got Styles versus Owens for the finale here, the main event, which, yes, these guys, they rock. But if you're looking at the card for the Money in the Bank, you know who's going to win. But then you had this little confrontation between AJ Styles and Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson, and he doesn't want them. He wants to be friends, but he doesn't want their help all the time. And this turns into a little shenanigan to where I'll go piss off. You know what? So I figured during this match they were going to come out and mess with AJ Styles, but it looks like there's beef between the two. Kevin Owens ends up hitting a pop-up powerbomb. He's moving on in the Money in the Bank. And yes, you need another heel in there, and this is perfect. So AJ Styles, where he goes next, I don't know. Hopefully he stays up in that main event type of caliber card because he is just phenomenal. You can't deny that. Come on, the dude is just rocking it in the ring, and I heard possibilities of injuries and shit that's gonna keep him out a little bit, but he's fighting through those. But he looks to be fighting pretty goddamn good, better than most of the roster. So yeah, what are you gonna do? Anyway, guys, comment below. What did you think of Raw? I thought it was good. Extreme Rules rocked, and hey, I'll see you guys next time.